Hello, everyone. I'm back with another narrated storyboard. For this animatic, I will be reading an excerpt from S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders. It's one of my favorite stories and is a timeless classic. This may be the first time I have to issue a content warning for one of my videos. There will be depictions of violence and blood. With that out of the way, please enjoy my version of this story. The park was about 2 blocks square, with a fountain in the middle and a small swimming pool for the little kids. Nobody was around at 2:30 in the morning, and it was a good place to relax and cool off. I couldn't have gotten much cooler without turning into a popsicle. Johnny snapped up his jeans jacket and flipped up the collar. "Ain't you about to freeze to death, Pony?" He ain't a woofin'. I started to say something about the film of ice developing on the outer edges of the fountain when a sudden blast from a car horn made us both jump. The blue Mustang was circling the park slowly. Johnny swore under his breath, and I muttered, "What do they want? This is our territory. What are Socias doing this far east?" Johnny shook his head. "I don't know, but I bet they're looking for us. We picked up their girls." "Oh, glory," I said with a groan. "This is all I need to top off a perfect night. Want to run for it?" "It's too late now," Johnny said. "Here they come." 5 Socias were coming straight at us, and from the way they were staggering, I figured they were reeling pickled. That scared me. A cool, deadly bluff could sometimes shake them off, but not if they outnumbered you 5-2 and were drunk. Johnny's hand went to his back pocket, and I remembered his switchblade. We backed against the fountain, and the Socias surrounded us. They smelled so heavily of whiskey and English leather that I almost choked. Johnny had a blank, tough look on his face. You'd have to know him to see the panic in his eyes. I stared at the Socias coolly. Maybe they could scare us to death, but we'd never let them have the satisfaction of knowing it. It was Randy and Bob and 3 other Socias, and they recognized us. I knew Johnny recognized them. He was watching the moonlight glint off Bob's rings with huge eyes. "Hey, what do you know?" Bob said a little unsteadily. "Here's the little greasers that picked up our girls. Hey, greasers." "You're out of your territory," Johnny warned in a low voice. "You'd better watch it." Randy swore at us, and they stepped in closer. Bob was eyeing Johnny. "No, pal, you're the ones who'd better watch it. Next time you want a broad, pick up your own kind. Dirt." I was getting mad. I was hating them enough to lose my head. "You know what a greaser is?" Bob asked. "White trash with long hair." I felt the blood draining from my face. I've been cussed out and sworn at, but nothing ever hit me like that did. Johnny Cake made a kind of gasp, and his eyes were smoldering. "You know what a soch is?" I said, my voice shaking with rage. "White trash with Mustangs and Madras." And then, because I couldn't think of anything bad enough to call them, I spit at them. Bob shook his head, smiling slowly. "You could use a bath, greaser, and a good working over, and we've got all night to do it. Give the kid a bath, David." I ducked and tried to run for it, but the Soch caught my arm and twisted it behind my back and shoved my face into the fountain. I fought, but the hand at the back of my neck was strong, and I had to hold my breath. I'm dying, I thought, and wondered what was happening to Johnny. I couldn't hold my breath any longer. I fought again desperately, but only sucked in water. I'm drowning, I thought. They've gone too far. A red haze filled my mind, and I slowly relaxed. Next thing I knew, I was lying on the pavement beside the fountain, coughing water and gasping. I lay there weakly, breathing in air and spitting out water. The wind blasted through my soaked sweatshirt and dripping hair. My teeth chattered unceasingly, and I couldn't stop them. I finally pushed myself up and leaned back against the fountain, the water running down my face. Then I saw Johnny. He was sitting next to me, one elbow on his knee, and staring straight ahead. I looked at Johnny's hand. He was clutching his switchblade, and it was dark to the hilt. He was a strange greenish-white, and his eyes were huger than I'd ever seen them. "I killed him," he said slowly. "I killed that boy." My stomach gave a violent jump, and my blood turned icy. And that's it for now. I know that was a bit heavier of a tale, but I really wanted to include a dramatic and scary scene in my portfolio. It was 94 drawings total, by the way. Whew! I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like more of The Outsiders, check out the musical soundtrack and the movie. Or, read the book for yourself. See you next time.